If you stutter, there is one thing you need to stop doing because it's probably making your stutter worse. And I used to do this for years because I thought it was making my stutter better. I thought I could pretend to be a fluent speaker, but was only making things worse. I was feeling worse about myself. I had less control over my speech. And today I want to share that with you. Let's dive in. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. McCool, a GP from Ireland who runs a free online platform called Stutter Connect, which you're welcome to join. Link is in the description below. If you want to practice speaking with other people who stutter from around the world for free, join my Discord or WhatsApp group. The thing you need to stop doing is avoiding words. I was the king of avoiding words. I used to have times where I was thinking, planning before speaking situations about how I could swap around the words, say the words that I didn't actually want to say, as I was too afraid to say the words that I did want to say, because I was afraid that I would get caught stuttering as I was trying to be a fluent speaker, even though I knew I was not a fluent speaker and never will be a fluent speaker. I will always be a person who stutters. But this trying to be a fluent speaker by avoiding words, by trying to pretend there was a fluent speaker, was only keeping me stuck. It was only making the stutter demon even worse. It was planting seeds day after day, watering the stuttering plant. The stuttering seed grew and grew and grew, and I couldn't stop fighting the stutter. I would avoid saying my name. I would avoid ordering my favorite food or my favorite coffee. I would avoid the phone. I would avoid saying certain feared words or sounds. Vowel sounds were one of my feared sound. Any word starting with a vowel sound, I would always try to avoid this. I would always switch my words, and sometimes I would sound stupid. It wouldn't even make sense, the things that I was saying, but it was the only things that I felt that I could say. If you're doing this, you need to stop this at once and you need to start showing up. Stop avoiding words. Start challenging yourself. Start saying these words in the real world, having the courage to show up and say the thing that you want to say, even if you stutter in front of people. This is better than avoidance. Avoidance, you win the public battle, but inside you lose the private battle. You know deep down that you've avoided and you're only feeling the stutter. The stutter demon is getting bigger and bigger. The more that I avoided the words, the greater the fear got. The greater the fear got of saying my name, of saying those vowel sounds, of speaking in public, of speaking on the phone. And you cannot live like this. You cannot avoid these speaking situations for the rest of your life. You need to start showing up, start having the courage and the bravery to say these words in the real world, in your real life. The more you start showing up and start saying the words that you're afraid to say, this teaches your subconscious that you are a brave person, you are a courageous person, you are a person who's confident no matter how they sound, if they're fluent, if they're stutter, and you do not care about the judgments of other people. As you'll soon realize once you start stuttering in front of people, that most people do not care that you've stuttered. The more that you start this, the more that you get out there in the real world and start stuttering in the real world, you realize there was nothing to be afraid of in the first place. There is freedom, there is value in being your true self and being a person who stutters, and stop running away, stop hiding from your true self. I speak to a lot of people on my Stutter Connect Discord and they crave fluency. They just want to be a fluent speaker at all costs. They're trying to find the technique that's going to work for them. But I know deep down this will never work. They will never be a fluent speaker because the stuttering will always be there due to your previous experiences, previous negative stuttering experiences. But that is okay. The sooner you start accepting yourself and living with your stutter and start showing your stutter in public, the more freedom that this has. The monkey is out of the bag. Start speaking to your family, your friends about your stutter. Start being more open about your stutter. Start voluntary stuttering. Start showing your stutter even when you're feeling confident. This is a great tool to start developing control over your speech. People say that they do not have the courage to start stuttering in public, but I say just start small. Any win is a win. Any small win is a win, and start doing this every single day. Start showing up, ordering the coffee that you want. If you face the word that you're afraid to say, just do it once a day. Just get that one win. The more wins that you get, the momentum builds up daily. And all of a sudden, the momentum builds and builds like a snowball rolling down a mountain. And all of a sudden, you are a person who shows up, who is not afraid, who challenges themselves, who is brave, who is courageous, regardless of their stutter. Once you start doing this, you will start on your path to achieving the life that you want to live, getting the relationship that you want, asking that person out on a date, having the courage to speak to people, getting the job that you want, excelling in the interview, excelling at work, excelling as a human being, and achieving your life goals. And you're stopping letting your stutter hold you back. But it all starts with starting to be brave and courageous, but starting with small ones consistently over a long period of time. And you can also gain support, advice, and tips on my Stutter Connect Discord. Link is in the description below, where I can speak to you personally as well. What has helped me, what has transformed me into a person who has control over his stutter, but is happy to be a person who stutters. This is the key. I do not crave a cure. I do not crave the next technique to pretend to be a fluent speaker, because I am comfortable in my own skin. You may have a stutter, but there is other people out there with other personal issues that you don't have. And as soon as you start getting comfortable with your difference, with who you are, a person with a stutter, that is a true path to stuttering freedom. And you can stop suffering, stop being depressed, being stressed, being anxious about your speech and your life situation. And you can start on your path to freedom and to achieving the fulfilling life that you want to live, and start living with purpose once again. So if you're watching this video, I have a challenge for you. I want you to publicly stutter in front of another person today on any word that you like. And I want you to do this every single day. This will train your brain that there is nothing to be afraid about, and no one actually cares about your stutter as much as you care about your stutter. I've transformed my speech, and I want to tell people, I want to educate and inform people who stutter, who are younger than me or even older than me, that there is a path out, there is a path to freedom. So do not hesitate. Join my Stutter Connect Discord now, and I'll personally speak to you. And like this video, comment below, what are you struggling with your stutter? How has your stutter impacted your life? I want to hear the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more content like this, and I will see you in the next video. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Best luck, everybody.